We come to the AFL Sydney Life member announcement, and it's a very prestigious award. No higher honour bestowed on an individual, and as a result of it being so important, we need a two-time premiership captain to announce the winner. Please welcome back Tommy Harley.
Thanks, Hamish. The recipient of the AFL Sydney Life membership is Peter Physick. Peter was born in Adelaide in 1952 and was a very good junior footballer, captaining the 1968 South Australian schoolboys team. Peter and his wife Lama came to Sydney in the late 1973, and Peter played football with East Sydney in seasons 74, 75, 77, 78, playing in two losing grand final teams. In 1977 he won the Division 1 goal kicking award and represented Sydney in the state championships. During 1978 Peter was transferred to Newcastle by his employer, but he commuted by train each week to play for East, who made the semi-finals. Peter retired from playing after 1978, and his work transferred him around Australia during the 80s. Returning to Sydney in 1991, they settled in Blacktown and involved their two sons, Ben and Tim, in the Borkham Hills Footy Club, where Peter and Lama both became active parents, giving assistance goal umpiring and other needed activities. They continued similar roles during 1992 and 1993, and in 1994, Peter took up coaching the under-13 Cookers and became a committee man, and in 1995, as well as introducing the weekly club newsletter, the Borco Backchat, he and Lama were awarded the Junior Clubman of the Year awards. In 1996, Peter was elected president, a position which he held for 12 years, highlighted in 2000 when he was elected as a Life member. He was also a delegate to the New South Wales AFL. Other roles, where am I going here, hey? Other roles Peter undertook were chairman of the sponsorship committee and a member of the ground establishment group. The Borkham Hills Falcons had been promoted to the SFL Division 1 in 1993 and played at Charles McLaughlin Reserve in Crestwood. The ground was considered too small by the league, but also suffered from overuse, so it was decided to free the ground up to junior footy and find a larger ground. The club played at Macquarie Uni in Henson Park for quite a few years, while they were working behind the scenes to acquire land to build new oval. In 1999, the club approached Borkham Hills Falcons and suggested they change their name. Peter had an idea. After consulting with Swans president Richard Collis, the West Coast Eagles were approached with a plan to create an Eagles team in Sydney. So an alliance was formed, and hence the East Coast Eagles were born. That alliance continues today, more than 10 years on. Following Peter's initiative, other Sydney clubs started similar associations, and other AFL clubs started similar associations with other AFL clubs, but now only the Balmain Dockers and the Freo Dockers still exist. In the meantime, the search for a home ground continued, and Peter dedicated so much time working with other club members, the local council, along with assistance from the AFL. There were many disappointments along the way, but eventually in 2009 the Bruce Purser Reserve in Rouse Hill was opened, which coincided with the Eagles' very first Sydney Division 1 premiership. The ground is a crowning achievement of Peter's efforts and determination. Peter is well respected by all involved in AFL in Sydney, and along with his wife, has had a strong influence on the success of the Sydney Hills Eagles. Peter, congratulations. Well done. Good work.
Thanks, Tom. That was a longer introduction than Cliffy Matson's speech. But I was like Jason, I was wondering why Ben and Tim were here, my two boys. Many of you would have played in the room, would have played with Ben and Tim, and they mysteriously turned up today, but it never occurred to me that anything sinister was going on. Not that this is sinister. I'm very proud to have received something that not too many people get. I can say that for sure, and I'm very humbled in receiving it. And thank you to everyone in the club who's pursued the dream that we all had of getting to where we are. The East Coast Eagles was a very, very successful club before it became the Sydney Hills Eagles, and it still is successful, of course, but we just love what we were able to do in that time when we were the East Coast Eagles, and 3 premierships proved that in succession, and I just can remember living every one of those. So thank you again for everyone that's been involved, and good luck to Pete Steer's side on Saturday week when they're in the grand final. Since the year 2000 when the Eagles were formed, this is our 15th grand final, so I'm pretty happy with that record. Thank you very much.